Now let's move on to the best part of the whole stream. Manchester United set to announce Ligt and Mazraoui as official as Manchester United players. Medicals are done. 45 million euros and 5 million euros add-ons for Ligt. Then also you add Mazraoui, who is coming in for 15 million euros and 5 million euros upfront. That is altogether that is a combination of 70 million euros. Now, why I say this deal is really nice. Gerard Brathwaite, how much did they say? Everton, 75 million
70.
pounds. I mean, the deal that, in other words, what Dan Ashworth is doing at Man United, courtesy of Ineos, I really think is a really, really great job getting those two players. I'm not saying players like Mazraoui are very, very, he's a high upgrade on Wan-Bissaka. No, I doubt that. But of course, going forward is very good. Yes, yes, David.
100%.
No, for real. Going forward is very good, but tackling and winning tackles is a bit.
I
You
think
can compare him to Bissaka.
I
Anyway,
disagree, but we'll get into
Anyhow.
okay, okay. In other words, congratulations to Manchester United. The fans, Josh, I know you must be over the moon. I want to get your opinion first. How excited are you to have both players join Manchester United?
Excited is an overstatement, because as a United fan, I'm a bit apprehensive about the signings of Ligt and Mazraoui, because these players have had a record of not being fit, as in Mazraoui himself. Last season, he missed about 76 days. The season before, he missed about 160 days. I mean, it's very difficult to have him fit, but when you have him fit, he's quite the player. So United has taken the gamble and signed these players. And the talent is there. They're really, really, really talented players. But even the Ligt had a problem with he last played beautiful football, consistently, when he was 19 years old. That's 5 years ago, when he was at Ajax under Ten Hag. I mean, he's had a lot of trouble. He went to Juventus. At Juventus, Mauricio Sarri took him there. Mauricio Sarri, he played one season. Sarri was sacked. Maximiliano Allegri came in. They didn't have the best of relationship. He lost his place to Demiro, and it was never the same for him. But by the time he left in the last season, he had played the most. He had played the most minutes of any outfield player at Juventus. So he was a good player. He moved on to Bayern. At Bayern Munich, he played well in the first season. He was injury free to say the least. He did play well, but he won even. He was drafted into the team of the season. But the next season, who took him there? The manager Nagelsmann, who took him there, was sacked. And Tuchel came in. Tuchel signed a defender, and he didn't feel the defender was so good. In January, he even got Eric Dyer, and Eric Dyer was playing ahead of Matthias de Ligt. So I mean, yes, the injuries and the lack of game time at clubs like Bayern Munich and Juventus give me this feeling of he's a bit of a failure. But I know the talent that United has gotten.
I want to,
David.
before David comes in, I really want to interject there. Now, I think De Ligt is one of the misprofiled players. And I think this is going to be a very, very good signing for United.
I hope.
Let me start. Let me make that argument. Let me start from where Josh has stopped. Josh mentioned his perhaps his time at Juventus. Now, we need to put some context into this. You can call it a cameo, but at that time when De Ligt went to Juventus, there was Bonucci and Chiellini, that duo. In
That's
fact,
what
there
I
was
was going to
actually
come to.
the trio of is it Basali, Bonucci, and
Exactly.
Chiellini. Yes, they used to even call it the BBC, the greatest trio, perhaps one of the greatest trio of Juventus. So there was no way he was going to upset that trio that had some kind of bigger chemistry than what he had. Keep in mind, there's a reason why this kid was captain of Ajax at 18 years. At 18 years, he has that ambidextrity, ability to play with both feet. He's very good as a left back, rather left center back, and a right center back. He has aerial prowess. He's very good in the air. He's a stopper, a sweeper. You remember this guy, Jürgen Collier. He kind of reminds me of him, and it's at 6'2", very good at commanding. That's what he wants. He wants, to play a leader. He's very excellent at reading the game. Now, yes, injuries have exhibited as like inhibited his kind of play, because sometimes he's too aggressive. If you remember that game between Arsenal and Bayern last season, where he was so aggressive, sometimes he would, he would make some careless tackles.
Yeah.
But the injuries for me are not a major concern. If you can get him to play even half of the season, that for me would be a very good add-on. You will see, if you have him together with Lisandro, that kind of combination, you're going to see a very good United. He's very good with the ball, even that interswitch with switching the ball. He's very good at doing that. We remember Evans last season when he made those passes that led to a Fernandez goal. You're going to see several of those. So for me, I disagree. Yes, he's injury prone, but they have not bought a sort of like weak player. They have actually bought a good player. Just keep him fit. You'll get some good results.
Thank you. Yeah, David, coming to you. Guitars made I won't call it an excuse, but he has given a great insight. I mean, why maybe he didn't perform well at Juve, but he also remember Bayern came for him from Juventus, paid 67 million euros, went to Bayern Munich, still didn't perform so well. They had to get Upamecano. Kim came also. What could have been the problem? What went wrong with Ligt? I mean, should we expect, as Gita says, is he going to perform so well at United?
Bayern Munich last season, the entire back line was rigged with injuries. See, the entire back line from the left to the right, they all struggled with injuries, right?
Yeah.
And that's because of the exposure they had at the front. I don't know why their defensive midfield was the way that it was. It wasn't, they failed to lock that one down. So they had a lot of rotation just ahead of the back line, and that affected the back line. The back line, whenever is not well protected, they are forced to do more defending. And remember, that kind of aggressive defending usually is erratic. It changes your style. It exposes you to aggression that you could have avoided and that type of thing. So I'm hesitant to say it's only the Ligt that suffered that, because even Upa went through the same stuff. The Asian guy, I forget his name. They all went through. Yeah, Kim Min-jae.
Yeah.
Kim Min-jae also got injured. So they had a lot of issues there at the back line. However, Josh De Ligt is a class defender. He's a class defender. His size alone.
Sorry, he's so beautiful. I like him.
Yeah,
as in,
he's beautiful.
Zach almost gave his version twisting.
He's 6'2".
What I'm saying, but I was just showing you that for the injuries that he has had.
Yeah, I want to, and then also let's not forget the guys that you have also have been unreliable because of injuries, which is Martinez. And for Martinez, I wonder why he was injured. Because Martinez's injury trouble is almost always self-created. Sometimes he's excessively aggressive, where he could have just used more anticipation and all that. He has that bloodlust a bit. I think it's the South American thing.
It's Argentine.
Yeah, he's Argentine. However, when we talk about Mazraoui also has the size. He looks a bit slight because he's thin, but he's tall. And I like Mazraoui's defensive tendencies because he uses more anticipation. And then When I look at a team like United, especially when you look at yesterday's game, okay, with the exception of Man City, half the time United wants to be the attacking team. You want to be the ones attacking, and that's why your side is getting in defenders who have a significant offensive contribution. Mazraoui is exactly that. He's a proactive defender. He will go ahead, and then he plays both sides. Last season at Bayern, he played on the left, on the right. You know, he's just he's an excellent player all round.
Yeah, but you gotta pray for him to stay fit. You gotta pray for him to stay fit. The last thing that we need in our team, the last thing that we need in our team is to buy two players who are not going to be available. I mean, and we still play Evans and Maguire in a back four.
As for Evans, Maguire, and Lindelof,
yeah,
TikTok.
That's what I was coming to. So guys, if we are to look,
sorry,
okay, Josh,
Mazraoui is
wrap it up. Yeah,
Mazraoui is such a good player. I mean, I feel for Wan-Bissaka, but his time was done. No way he wants to. No way United can want to progress with a defender whose best attribute is defending one-on-one, because most of the time United is going to be on the front foot, so they want the defender to play the other side. So Mazraoui is a good signing, but we have to pray that they actually remain fit. Maybe De Ligt can revive his career under Ten Hag.
You know, let me give you a real quick of both arrivals and departures this transfer window. We have Lenny Euro, 62 million euros. Then we have De Ligt, who just finished his medical and is set to be announced later today, with 50 million euros, of course, including add-ons. Joshua Zirkzee, 42.5, including the add-ons. Mazraoui, 20 million euros. Then if you go to the departures, you have Mason Greenwood. I wish he would have stayed. 26 million euros. Then you have Wan-Bissaka, who's aging to his move to West Ham with 17.5 million euros. Then Willie Kambwala, 10 million euros. Alvaro Carreras, 6 million euros. Then Van de Beek, 500,000. Can't believe. Then you have Rafael Varane free, Omari free, Anthony Marshall free. I even forgot about Marshall, by the way, and Brandon Williams. So this is it. Does Man United need another signing?
Isaac, before you go there, before you go in, I would like to say something on Mazraoui.
Yeah.
First of all, let me start with the statistics. Especially because we are comparing him a lot with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. When it comes to pressing, like the tackles and pressing, he's actually has I looked at the stats and he has 75% more than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They put him at 2.39 per 90. So in the final third, he has 1.56 tackles per 90. That puts him at 80%. Compared to Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 65%. So strictly looking at those stats, it's only when it comes to handling tackles of dribblers that where he falls short compared to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And like Josh said, we are looking at for a more modern attacking fullback. He's very aggressive. His attacking contribution is so good with passes completed going at 88%. So for me, he's very progressive, and as David said, he uses both feet. He can play on as a right back and as a left back. So, and is one of the attributes that I like about him. He can beat a press easily, without returning the ball to the goalkeeper. So for me, I want us to like Manchester United fans and everyone else to see football in a more progressive way than just relying on the typical fullback that is just going to defend. But when it comes to progression, they are not so good or they are not so comfortable with under pressure and the ball. So apart from his injury record, which is a call for concern, I really think he would be a great addition. But United still needs to get maybe a midfielder.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, by the way, I was saying, Josh, which other, of
Yes.
course, your midfielder CDM. How many players would you wish for United to sign, and which department?
If wishes were horses, I would have signed Zubimendi.
Forget about that. In fact, I have a bulletin about Zubimendi that just came out a
But
few minutes
real
ago.
fast, real talk is
Yeah.
I think United will get Manuel Ugarte because
Mm,
Manuel Ugarte is the missing piece to
mm.
Ineos's jigsaw. I mean, uh, Sunderbach, but I think we shall sign Manuel
Well, it
Ugarte
looks
because the
like the
problem
deal
is
on Man.
the
In fact, I
problem
wanted
with
to ask you, Josh. The deal on
yes, sorry.
Ugarte is still on. Looks like it's still on. Do you
Yeah,
have
the deal
anything?
on Ugarte is still on. The problem was always for Man United to find the money.
Yeah.
Even if PSG reduced the fee to about 42 million pounds, United does not have the money until they let go of some players. Now,
Mm,
the problem is the player who can get us money is Scott McTominay. Yeah, at
okay.
least we can get 30 million quid from Scott McTominay.
You can also lose
But
Casemiro. Casemiro has been.
no, the
Casemiro is
rest
going to
of
go
them,
cheaply. Maybe the wages.
the rest of them all are valueless.
Guys,
Why?
very
Because of
good. Yeah, Josh.
they don't have suitors and their wages are so high.
Guys, in 30
Lisandro was.
seconds.
Mm.
Yeah. Get her quick.
That
Yeah,
is
you were saying
Maguire,
Lisandro was what?
Lindelof, Casemiro.
For me, I think rather than focusing on Ugarte,
Yeah.
United would bring in cheaper but effective players like Sunderbach, and maybe even
You guys really
get
like Sander
get
Badge.
get, get this guy,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Moroccan that
but
they had,
if I'm
Amrabat. So
getting in Sander Badge, I need two. I need Sander Badge and Manuel Ugarte.
no, you can
Okay.
get Sunderbach, you can get Sunderbach and Amrabat because the money you don't
No,
really
no,
have
no, no,
that
no, no,
money.
no. You can't have
Yeah,
two Amrabats.
Guys, let's move on from that. We will come back
Sunderbach
real
is not
quick.
an Amrabat. He's actually a different kind of
David,
player.
David, where do you see Lindelof and Maguire? Real in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Where do you see the two players?
Yeah,
Do they still
I
have a
think
future?
I said that a few seconds ago.
Yeah,
Those
you
ones,
did
eh?
a few minutes ago. Yeah.
They're now facing the exit.
I
They
also
are
think,
truly
by the
in
way,
and facing.
Maguire should
They're
have
truly
left
facing the
last
exit.
season. Mm,
Yeah,
But he's still here and
I
he's going to
it's
see
been
out
an
his
advocate for
contract.
Maguire for a while now, but when you look at the profile of players coming in, we're looking at a step higher than what we've been used to at United. So he's truly
thank you.
looking at the exit now.
Thank you. Yeah, Josh, in 15 seconds, Maguire, should he be worried? Should he be looking for another team?
No, he shouldn't be worried. He should leave United.
Guitar?
I think they should just get rid of Maguire and Lindelof. Like start a new backline with Lenny Euro, Delict, and with Alessandro. You have Mazraoui, Delo, and the young kid Amas. So that backline should see some new players and getting rid of about three of the old.
Only one of Lindelof and Maguire can leave for now because we don't
Both,
have enough cover in that
Okay.
back line.
Thank you, guys. Let's move on real quick
both.
to
There is
Martin.
Evans.
Guys, let's move on to Evans. Let's move on to
He's staying.
Zubi. Yeah, he got 1 year contract, but that was a mistake.